Our property's been in the family over 150 years.
What I love about this land is it's God's land. There's so many memories.
The property, more so now, has become a gathering place for family reunions.
So we as a family have agreed that we are going to maintain this farm as long as we can. So it's not in the money, it's the heritage and it's what our forefathers and foremothers brought to this country.
Very blessed to have some really strong-minded people in our family and nice people to boot. We love each other a lot, which helps a whole lot. And we do anything we can for each other. That's what our family is.
So the family quilts, they're all hand stitched. They use flour sacks, old, fabric. Everything was hand sewn. They only had a few garments, church garments, work clothes, and then the quilts were their bread and butter. The ladies would have quilting bees at the Lutheran church, and they would use that for their bread and butter to make extra money and keep it going. Robert Lamar Foigy wrote this book. He told me I should carry on the tradition, and then he passed away. So I'm doing the best I can. Foigies from Germany. This area is called the Klein-Frankreich area. It means Little France in German. And, they set out on horseback to scout this area. They landed in Indianola off the Matilda ship, and they had to take a covered wagon through the mud, and they had the cholera outbreak, so a lot of people died. And so the Foigies made it. They made it with all their children. They didn't get sick, managed to continue to forge forward and pass this down to each generation. And they had sheep, a lot of sheep, sold the mohair and the wool, chickens for meat and eggs. The women always were the ones that would wring the neck on the chickens. So it was the women's job to kill the chicken and make dinner. And it was an old cast iron wood stove, and she would wake up at 5 a.m. and make 5 loaves of bread by scratch, and they had to make sure the temperature was right in the cast iron stove. I don't know how they did that, but just so many things. Yeah. So that's one thing I really appreciate is modern technology when it comes to the hard labor on the farm. But it is a lot of hard, dirty work. But, I time myself and make it like certain events. And the cattle help me out. Everything kind of helps me out, just kind of going with the flow. What I love about this land is it's God's land. There's so many memories. Everything. I love the creek. I love the grasses and the back pasture. It's just, and all the memories and joys we had together with my husband, and we would walk the land, and just constantly bringing back those memories of, he would just tell me stories about, the cycles of life out here, and it's just like one giant playground. Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
My name is Jess Stewart. I'm the 8th generation Texan here on the Stewart Ranch. Our family, you have to start all the way back to the beginning. We are related to 3 of Stephen F. Austin's old 300 settlers, one being my great-great-great-great-grandfather, John Foster, and then his 2 sons, Isaac, who got the land grant down in Matagorda County, and then Randolph Foster, his other son, that received a land grant here in Fort Bend County. The land passed through the ladies all through the years, which is how you tie in the Stewart last name to the Foster last name. We are currently on our 9th generation working this ranch, and we have been here since July 16th, 1824.
I am a 9th generation Texan, so the land is basically tied in through John Randolph Foster, which were one of the old 300 families and had ties with Stephen F. Austin, and he was given 12,000 acres. So we're on the last 128 acres currently. Family wanted to apply for the program because we wanted something that, you know, represent not only our family, but what we've done all over these years and being in part of, you know, ranching and farming for the past 200 years. We wanted something to be a part of that was bigger than ourselves. So I think it was more importance of the rich of history, but also the riching of the, you know, how we donate our time and, you know, our sacrifices and it to be meaning something.
Well, we take trees from the ranch, and when they die, then I'll get them and cut them off. Jess comes down and helps me quite a bit, and bring them up here, and I have a saw that makes slabs. And from those slabs, we make tables of all kinds, big tables, 10-foot tables, 6-foot tables, end tables, all kinds of tables.
Coffee table.
Coffee tables. I made a few cabinets. But that's what we do. We're still doing it right now. We're descendants of John Foster, as I'm sure he's already gone over all of that. And we've been very blessed to have some really strong-minded people in our family and nice people to boot. We love each other a lot, and which helps a whole lot. And we do anything we can for each other. That's what our family is.
Favorite things would be being so close to family. Would be one of my favorite things. Second favorite thing is just being around livestock. I've been around it my entire life, and being able to work cows with family too is pretty blessed in its own way because not a lot of people my age get exposed to that. So I would say that's one of the, you know, favorite things of mine just personally.
I think the award is tremendously beneficial for the current and future Texas Land Heritage Award winners because it keeps families together. These are families that have been around for all these years, and it teaches the kids how they could become adults and then pass it on and on and on. And at the same time, we have the world's best agriculture, whether it's the cattle, the goats, whatever we're growing as far as crops, we know what we're doing, and it just builds that retain and builds confidence on what we want to do in the future.
We take pride in being from a place that has been here generation after generation after generation. We've been holding on. The ranch and the cattle business is who we are. And that's what I want. I want my kids to take it. They don't have to turn this place into Yellowstone or anything, but as long as you're on the grass, as long as you're out there with some cows in the pasture, that's paying it forward.